How's it going, everybody? Adam here. Welcome back to the AKG project. Today we're going to be having a look at the beginnings of my new fancy smanchy system. And as I mentioned last time, the area is a little bit different. The scene is a little bit different. And we're going to jump straight into it. Two things to point out. Three things actually. Camera's still broken. Haven't been working on that. Yes, I'm recording this very late. And the other one is I have somewhat broken the jump. Don't know how. Not entirely sure what I did. But it's broken. Anyway, this area here is going to sort of be serving a purpose as to a little bit of like a tutorial stage. Where just use it as a tutorial. Over here is going to change a little bit. Because we have the different types of the wall jumps, so these walls need to go closer together with the normal jump off. Didn't work because I ran off the wall. Yeah. Anyway, we run up this vertical wall here. You're going to see the new thing. So, you might be asking, how could we possibly get over there? Can't teleport. Safe to me to teleport back there. It should be. We won't reach over there. You try to, as the current system stands, try to get on top of one of those little pillars, but that's not going to work. Instead, I'm using the controller. We're going to hold the Archie button. We're going to jump. Oh, voila. And we can keep going from pillar to pillar. And I'll come back to these two in a moment. We're going to aim this way, slowly jumping across, and we has made it. So this is, as mentioned before, part of my system that I want to create. And this is nothing fancy, nothing new. Plenty of games actually use this. It's just a simple targeting system. There are, if we jump into the scene really quick, red line. Just a whole bunch of empty targets with box colliders on them. Let's also go back into normal mode as well, because that'll be helpful. But that's all they are. I have special encase ones here that don't quite work at the moment. Might try to implement them now. I don't know why I clicked that, that's all I was meant to click. Let's go back into the game. Because if we stand back here, technically still jump to those points, even though we're not supposed to be able to. Anyway, I want this to be used as sort of like a quick time event sort of thing. In the future, won't be today. I would like it so we can have an indicator to say where you're targeting. So again, if we just jump back into the scene. As we jump across here, from jumping between points, you can't move the joystick around so you don't accidentally fall off, you'll just go to that point. But for here, we jump across onto this one while looking this way. If we hold the stick to the left, jump this way, we hold it forward, we go that way, and if we don't move the joystick at all, we should also go that way. Unlike the way I jumped across before where I, manually positioned myself across. So it allows us to sort of just quickly bound across, like so. And of course, animations aren't all that great at the moment. So if I let go of the stick, he kind of just bobs up and down. So if we can just jump like this, hold it to the left, jump across like so. That, just gonna pause that, jump into the code and I can sort of show you how this is working. So all starts off in our little inputs function. One day we're going to go through this, or I'll probably go through this and clean all this up. It's still a mess. So after checking for normal wall running, let's go to the basic jump, which is where everything's handled. So once we jump, we will check to see if we're holding our free auto move control, which is RT on the controller and I believe Shift on keyboard. And if we're not holding that, it's just going to set these two variables that allow us to jump here afterwards off. So if we just jump through here, we have two lists, one that gets set each time we jump, and another one that starts at the beginning of the level, or when the player is instantiated. It grabs all of the correct targets around C, or these little blue things here, and it just goes through each of them, finds the ones that are at a min distance, which I've set to 60, and it just adds the ones that adds them into this current jump targets list, provided that, so we're not standing basically on top of them, and they are actually in our line of sight. So if I just turn around this way and start trying to jump, we're just going to be jumping up and down. The moment I turn around, back into the scene, I should have just these two in our sights. So basically going 180 degrees in front of us. So where these two little lines come out, all the way that way, this way, forwards. Back into the code we go. So they get added in there. And it sets that we have a jump target. Then if we go back up to jumping, if I get to the right spot. Lost it. Good. So after that, we have a bit of code here that has jump target bool or on jump target. So this one is set when we land on a target side of their box colliders, and this one is just seen set from this function. Then going into here, well, first of all, if we don't go in here, jumping happens as normal. Otherwise, this second line here is just the same as this. So go off to another function, jump to target, which is pretty lengthy, and for the most part, it will, first of all, icon words, it'll grab it from the current target list it has. We will determine whether or not get which one is the closest one to us, with also influence over the joystick direction. Otherwise, it'll just take whichever one's closest to it whilst being in range, as that was done before. Don't know why I said that, but anyway, so getting the stick direction, to make sure it's all positive, otherwise crazy stuff happens. But we have the math function library A10-2, giving our input x and z, and then just converting it over to degrees. And this just returns an angle, so that's pretty handy. And then just get the angle from our forward to the direction of target, and minus the stick direction, using this to narrow down how far away we are. So if it's being 0, change nothing, we'll just go to the one closest to us. Otherwise, example over here, jumping across this way, pointed from here to there, there might be a rough chance, very slim chance I should say, that even if you hold the stick this way, you might go that way if they were lined up, perfectly. Shouldn't be a problem the majority of the time. But anyway, so say the angle here is let's see, like 6 or something like that. Actually, if I went through here, you can actually see. So there we go. Jump target is, I was close. So 6, then over to 2, 75. Then with holding the stick, this one is 0. If we can find one that actually has where I'm holding the stick. Maybe not, yes. So this one's on 90. But on this run, 3 becomes 83. So this one over here. And 2 then becomes 14. So 2 becomes arguably, it's not closer, but in the way that the angle this works, comes closer. And we just do checks that if the angle is over 180, we want to drop that down. So we're only working with 180 degrees. Otherwise, it goes over. And one that would actually technically be closer to us won't be closer anymore. And that just gets set into our little variable. And then sent off away back into here, which is basically setting our target. And then for the rest of this is basically getting our chain or setting up our velocity to add to the player. The player? Yeah, to the player to make them jump towards the target. Now, interesting thing of note here is I did have a previous set of code that was fairly similar to all this part down here. As it turns out, for our forward displacement, I'm getting that by getting a distance between our position and the target's position, but it needs to be divided by 2. Otherwise, you would, instead of jumping to here, you would jump over to there, which isn't exactly what we wanted. And that's pretty much this system in a nutshell. It's very, very nice. And the way it's set up, it's normally, let me move stuff. Normally with the sort of formula I've used, would have to specify how high jump. I think that's in here. Yeah, this is this part here. I'm glossing over this. So this is, yeah, our jump height here. But if our displacement, which is the differences in the y, would be greater than jump height, or our actual height that we jump, it wouldn't work. So we're actually able to jump 65 meters, 3 meters into the air, technically. It's probably not right, but it's fine. That's that. And as it stands now, you'll notice that when we jump, we will snap towards the direction to the next target. So we're only caring about our forward vector. Normally you would have one for velocity would be, this one here would be x and z, but we just care about the z. So in future where we need to care about that might be a problem. But the added benefit with this, we're about to test it. I mean, it should work. I could be horribly wrong. Of course, he wouldn't. Oh, geez, where did he go? Went way too far. No. I just want to move him over there. Wink. Okay. Probably shouldn't have hit F, but you know. It's fine. Should be about 30 up here. So if we grab one of these walls and throw that up here, like so, we'll just take jump target 2. Very interesting placements is gonna have to happen here. As you probably no doubt see what I'm getting at. So this is gonna have to be very carefully placed. So we should, or as I want to have it in the future, be able to go from these onto any form of wall running surface. almost worked. A few bugs to work out because I believe some of the wall jumping, targeting stuff causing issues there. We lower that. Might make it run a little better, but that's something I've got to sort of definitely have to work on after. Hey, look, there we go. Although, not gonna quite work on the exit jump there, because I believe the other one takes precedence over that one. Just quickly check. Probably no, maybe. Target there. Maybe not. Oh well, I'm not grounded, so we're not considered grounded at that point. So yeah, this will want to be put into another function. It gets called here. It can also get called here. Good fun. But anyway, with that, that will be doing it for today. I'm just gonna undo all that because that does not need to stay there. I want that back over there. That's where it belongs. So, hope you guys found this interesting. If you guys want me to go over anything else in more detail, let me know and I will do that as soon as I can. But anyway guys, that's gonna have to do it for today. And depending how things go, because I'm away next week for a week, if we throw the calendar up, does make more sense. Basically, from Wednesday afternoon, but Thursday till either following Tuesday or Wednesday, I won't be able to really make any videos on this. So if I've got, which also means I have to bulk record for everything else, but if I'm able to get a video out, I'll more than likely going to be next week, but in other words, make more progress on this. But if I'm not able to do that, this series won't be back until about 3 weeks. And when that does, we should be seeing more of this, as I should have more time to work on this. More on that will be on its own separate video. But yeah. Anyway, once again, if you've enjoyed this, let me know. Anything else? Anything else? Want me to go into more detail on anything here? Let me know. Do what I can. But anyway, with that, I'm going to wrap this up for today. Hopefully I will see you guys next time, whether that be next week or in 3 weeks. And until next time, guys, bye.